Reddit. We all know it as a place to go when you need tips, tricks, hacks, maybe even unethical life tips. I wouldn't know about that, but all mostly from strangers and communities that have been gathered up by certain people. So I thought I'd go on some of the skincare and beauty subreddits to check out what they have in store for us, and today let's decide if they're good or not. And let's decide if we should be going to Reddit more often to get some of these tips. Okay, so I've taken notes and I've taken honestly random tips, tricks, and hacks that people have posted, and they're all on my computer. So if you wonder what I'm looking at, that's what it is. Now before we get into the video, whether you're looking for a lightweight moisturizer, but one that actually feels like it works, or moisturizer for the winter, summer, any of the seasons, make sure to head to caseyskin.com for the Sea Soother 2.0. Okay, and what a great place to start at. It is toothpaste on pimples. So the hack was putting toothpaste on pimples to dry them out. Let's just get straight into it. This is definitely something to avoid. And this is because a lot of toothpaste formulas have ingredients that can be too harsh for the skin. And so if it is too harsh for the skin, this can lead to dryness and even irritation. But I will say this definitely used to be a go-to a couple of years ago when I used to get a lot more acne than I do now. But not just any toothpaste, because it was the ones that had the blue and red stripes on them specifically. I'm not sure why, I came to find out later, but that was the one that I felt gave me the best results. But you'd also think a toothpaste is quite random to be used to treat acne, right? I mean, besides from the fact that it's readily available, I'm pretty sure 99.9% have it in their cupboards. But I did a bit of further research and I actually found out where this came from. The idea of using toothpaste on your spots. And well, it is that toothpaste used to contain an ingredient called triclosan, but this ingredient was shown in studies to remove a common bacteria that caused acne. Propionibacterium acne bacteria. Moving on, now the second hack is use a non-toxic crayon as makeshift lipstick, and this is claiming to provide a great color. So first impression, this sounds quite reasonable, right? Well, let's look into it. So while they are non-toxic, believe it or not, crayons are not meant for the lips, but also they may not offer the best application. Now you might be saying, I could think of a lot of things that were designed for one purpose, but they could be used for another. But also most of these examples are non-skincare related, right? So because it involves applying something on your lips where the skin tends to be more thin and sensitive, and the fact that these crayons have not undergone the same sort of testing that your lip balms, oils would, I definitely wouldn't call this one a hack. Anyway, I'm sure there are loads of lipsticks that come cheaper than your box of crayons. So this is not getting the approval hack seal. Okay, moving on. Next we have exfoliating coffee scrub. So the hack is to create a gentle exfoliating scrub using ground coffee and a bit of olive oil or coconut oil. So let's break this one down. Now, because of the texture of coffee grounds, they can provide a natural exfoliation, and I can see why they said to add the olive oil or coconut oil, and this is just to add a bit of moisture to the overall product. And definitely a really clear pro with this hack of using coffee scrub is knowing millennials and Gen Zs, you can't go without your coffee. So chances are you're probably gonna have ground coffee, coffee beans, and who knows what other accessories, coffee related, to do this hack. And so I'm assuming with the ground coffee and this bit of moisture you've added, your skin will get a more refreshed feel. But as good as this sounds, let's look at why you probably might not want to do this. First, and probably most obvious, is the mess. Especially if the coffee isn't ground already. And then I saw coconut oil, and well, coconut oil is known to be comedogenic, meaning it'll clog your pores. So I'm not sure why you would want to use that as well. So in that sense, the olive oil is definitely a lot better. I mean, I could maybe see it being more used on the body as opposed to the face because it is comedogenic. But even then, it wouldn't be my top choice, let alone one of my lower choices for coconut oil. And then you also have the issue of causing micro tears in the skin. So with this hack, we're going to say definitely no with the coconut oil, and maybe it's worth an attempt, let's say on the bottom of your feet where you have that dry skin and thick skin, but this is definitely not going to replace any other scrub I have. So we'll give it 2.5 coffee beans out of 5. Alright, next on the list we have tea tree oil for acne spot treatment. The hack is to dilute tea tree oil with a carrier oil and apply to acne areas for targeted spot treatment. So tea tree oil does offer antibacterial properties, and this is what may help reduce the acne related inflammation. And as well as that, kind of unrelated to the effectiveness of the tea tree oil on your acne, and more so generally to DIY skincare, which I've actually said before, but making your own products can be fun, and especially if you end up making something that is useful and that you could use for something like your acne. Although if you were to make this yourself, here are some things you probably want to think about as well. Number one, how you would store it. So if you were to make this, the storage would be probably quite different than that of your average product that you could just buy from the store, stick it in your room, definitely out of sunlight. As opposed to if you were to make it, I'm assuming you'd have to put it in the fridge or freezer, and definitely pay close attention to how long it's been in there for, because you don't want to be applying something on your skin when you shouldn't. So this would require a lot more attention and diligence to make sure you don't use it past when it's meant to be used, and those sorts of things. Next one, this is a banger, and that's because it's familiar, because I've done a video on it before. It's the Indian turmeric face mask. So they're saying to combine turmeric, yogurt, and honey to create a face mask with potential anti-inflammatory and brightening effects. So from what I've seen and heard, turmeric is a staple in Indian skincare, and it's traditionally used to promote the skin health. So popular ingredient used in India, and it's also been shown to help reduce redness and hyperpigmentation. But just a few things to know, there are quite a few differences in the turmeric used to cook than the one you want to use on your face. It also does have potential to stain your skin, making you look like you have keratinemia, which is another reference to a video I made. So because of this, only a small amount should be applied. And also definitely watch out for, those light colored shirts and basically your clothing in general. But because it is popular, I'm sure you can find a ton of DIY videos on how to make it. Just don't leave it on for too long. Shaving cream alternative conditioner. Use a hair conditioner as a substitute for shaving cream to provide a smooth glide while shaving. Now this one's going to be quite short, and that's because conditioner offers a similar type of lubrication and moisture, so it'll make your shave more comfortable. And this doesn't only have an economical advantage over shaving cream, because shaving creams are quite inexpensive, but let's say you're going on holiday or you're around someone's house, or even if you've run out, you'll most likely have conditioner, as they do at hotels, your friend's house, or maybe even yours as well. I will say conditioner also isn't the only alternative you could use, because I've used soap before, shampoo, and believe it or not, even face wash. Anything that has a soapy texture and that foams up will soften the hair to make it easier for the razor to slide right through. So yeah, this hack can definitely come in clutch if you don't have any shaving cream on you, and I've even used it myself, so it gets the thumbs up. Next, and this person's quite honest because they said not sure if this is really a hack, but American skincare has absolutely nothing on Asian and French skincare. So is American skincare really subpar to French and Asian skincare? Let's check it out. So American skincare focuses a lot on efficiency, and they're obviously result driven. American skincare routines are often also quite simple, uncomplicated, and often involve, cleansers, moisturizers, and targeted treatments. Now, if the products contain active ingredients, these will be quite powerful ones like retinol, hyaluronic acid, witch hazel, and also antioxidants. Okay, next we have the French, and as you probably heard, they like to keep it more natural. And they can be known for sophistication and prioritizing high quality ingredients, and more of a holistic approach to beauty and that luxurious experience. Definitely some elegance, both in their formulation as well as the packaging, but overall I wouldn't say very different to that of American skincare products. But now let's look at Korean skincare. So definitely the first thing that comes to mind is a lot more steps and very focused on the self-care. And this is where, as well as seeing cleansers, moisturizers, serums, you tend to see a lot more toning and definitely essences and a more comprehensive approach and routine. And definitely some unique products when it comes to the sheet masks and even the snail mucin. And definitely a lot of focus on prevention. So it's definitely worth trying all these different skincares, especially the Korean one, as they tend to differ from the products you see in the other regions. So we'll give this the best result up till now, 4.5 out of 5 flags. And what a perfect transition into our next and last hack of this video. Cleanse with rice water, a classic Korean beauty ritual believed to brighten and nourish the skin. And shock, I've also done quite a few videos on this, especially one quite recently. So if you want a more in-depth answer, make sure to go check out that video. I also show how to make it, a DIY tutorial, and it's very quick. And similar to turmeric in India, rice water is definitely very popular in Korean skincare. And this is because it contains vitamins and minerals that may contribute to a more radiant complexion. But does rice water get the thumbs up? It is fun. It's not that time consuming to make, and the storage is fairly straightforward, but I think there needs to be more research into the actual benefits of using it, so it definitely isn't bad to use, but I would definitely say it's worth trying. So we'll give it 3.5 out of 5 rice grains. So we did just go over a ton of hacks on skincare and a little bit of beauty even, but I know there are a bunch out there and probably some better ones for that case, some more interesting ones, definitely some bad ones. So let me know in the comments what yours are, some that you use or that you've heard about. I'd love to read them and maybe even give them a try. And speaking about trying, let me know if you try any of these or you try them already in the comments and if you have any results with them. So thank you for watching, good luck with some of these hacks, and check out one of my other videos on screen now.